Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, May 4th. May Day, May 4th, 2026. What's going on? How are ya? How's it going, man? Oh, shit. I'm a happy man. I'm an anxious man, and as far as sports go, I was really hoping for a Game 7 against the Buffalo Sabres, but the great Lindy Ruff, I feel like he figured us out after Game 2. And, and then Game 5, you knew the Sabres weren't going to win at home so their fans could actually have a good time. By the way, overrated, rooting for Buffalo fans as if they're these good people. There's a thing that happens when your team keeps fucking losing and they never fucking win. There's like this empathy that other sports fans get or ESPN get, and they start building this fable that, you know what, it's just a bunch of knock around fucking blue collar people. Joe, all they want in life is a fucking, well, fuck you. That's not. They want what everybody else wants. They want everything. They do. They just haven't gotten it for whatever fucking reason. I don't know why. But let's not overly romanticize these people like they're good. These are the same people. I went to a Bills-Jets game and had a Patriots hat on. I was rooting for the Bills. And all right, you want to give me some shit? Fine. I go into the fucking men's bathroom. I'm taking my dick out to take a piss, and some guy pushed me in the back. I mean, fuck those guys. Okay, I'm not saying I'm not rooting for the Sabres. I'm just saying this whole idea that, oh, gee, they're just out there, crying in their fucking Buffalo Wild Wings, no. They're cunts just like anybody else. The same ratio of cunt to cool people exists in Buffalo as it does, whoever's fucking winning everything right now. Who is winning everything? Has anybody got the whole... I'll tell you what's happening to the fucking Boston sports. I will say this. If we're going to lose, I like the way it's happening. We're getting the old right there, Fred. I mean, the Super Bowl was 2 behind the ear. Once we came out in the second half and it was more the same, I like, those losses don't hurt. What hurt is when it's like, 3, 2, 1, fucking Eli Manning throwing backwards through a fucking walk-in closet. Those are the ones you just like, what the, that fucking dropped in there? Another shit pass that somebody had to catch with the fucking side of their helmet. And Eli gets all the credit. It's not Tyree. He didn't just fucking put the team on his back. Oh, I guess it was Eli. I always picture that guy watching that replay now that he's retired. Tyree watching that. Like, look, they don't fucking say anything about me. It's all about Eli driving the fucking... He threw it right to Asante Samuel. And then Asante drops it, and then I fucking caught it on my helmet. What the fuck? Nobody's ever done that, not even in a regular season game. I did it in a Super Bowl to keep a drive alive, to defeat an undefeated team, and I get nothing. That's when he calls the front four the Giants, going, do you believe this shit? It's all fucking Eli? He's the Neil Armstrong of this shit? All right, okay. Anyway, so the Sabres beat my Bruins. The Celtics evidently lost the game 6 or 7 to the Sixers. I don't watch the NBA. I watch the NBA when the Bruins get knocked out of the playoffs or don't make the playoffs. That's when I start watching the NBA. So we got knocked out, and by the time I figured out the schedule, the Celtics got knocked out. So, yeah, so it's been like, as much as we're taking losses right and left, they're quick. They're ripping the Band-Aid off. First round of the playoffs, never got going in the Super Bowl, so I can handle that shit. So now I can just look to the Red Sox. Ownership has fired the entire fucking the coaching staff, and, and here we go. I was at my gym this morning, You know, you always got to do a big push right before your birthday. I got fucking Jack Lambert. I got 58 coming up this year. And I got to make sure, you know, I keep the spare tire, you know, being the right size for this car, if you know what I mean. I don't need a fucking 18-wheeler spare. So anyway, I go down to the gym. I'm doing legs and eggs. Foxy lady, shout out. And, dude, there's this fucking, like, I go, like, I've always gone to, like, you know, I go to low-key shit. You know what I mean? I'm not into the whole fucking, you know, whatever those big gyms are, you know, where you go in to work out and you come out with a mistress. Oh, I got a snort. I just made myself snort. Isn't that nice? Anyway, those fucking gyms, you know, where the women show up. And it's like, I don't even think you need to go to the gym. I think you did it. You're totally in shape and you have on full makeup. Like, what are you doing here? Just over here working out next to the fellas. I stay away from those. I go to the ones where you're like, is that person a member of this gym or did they wander in off the street? Those are the kinds of places. I've always been members at those gyms because you can get out of the membership. That's basically it. I had a bad experience with the Bally's Total Fitness. And what they mean by total is like they're going to fucking take money out of your credit card for the grand total of the rest of your life. It's like I went in there for a gym membership. I came out with a mortgage. So I don't go to those places. That's not my jam. So I always go to the weirdo ones sporadically, you know. And I go over there today. Everybody's cool. And there's this one guy just working out in street clothes. He reeks. And after every set, he's getting up, adjusting his junk to the point it's like, is he sort of low-key keeping himself semi-hard? Like, what is going on? You know, he looks like he's waiting to and you tag team, you're waiting to tag in like he's in like a porno and he's trying to have himself ready. The guy fucking reeked. And of course, he's using the machine like right across from me. And like, what do you do? What do you do? What am I going to do? I'm going to fucking say something to the guy. And then next thing you know, me pushing 60, I'm now rolling around on the floor with this smelly, street clothes, semi-hard street person. I'm not doing that. I'm just going to continue listening to my music, shaking my head, and muttering to myself. Here's like just an announcement for everybody. Having full-on conversations on speaker in gyms and in elevators is not cool. It's not cool. Although it is sort of a nice, like fast-forwarding through like a whole relationship, you know, where when you're younger, you ignore signs like that. Where when you get older, you're like, oh, this person's a douche and not worth my time. And I am going to move on from this. I'm a little fucking wound up. I'm not going to lie to you. Like once a year, somebody will send me, one of my friends will send me like the clip of Ginger Baker. It's one of my favorite fucking lines ever. When he's trashing John Bonham and Keith Moon. And I don't know. It used to be funny to me. Now it's like sad when I look at it. Like when you get to be my age, you see a lot of people work on themselves and they turn themselves around. And then there's those other people where you're just like, they're just never going to get it. And this guy was still jealous and envious of two drummers that had been dead at that point for like 30 fucking years. And he was still talking about them. This guy couldn't do this. This guy couldn't do that. And he actually kind of made a joke. He said, you know, making a joke about how they were dead. You know, if they were still around, you could ask them. Like they would agree with him. Like, yeah, Ginger, you're right. You're right. We suck. We suck and you're amazing. I'm glad you said it because now I don't have to say it. Yeah, I don't know. That guy. I don't. It's weird. I like that guy. I like the bands that he's played in. But every time I see that clip, it like makes me want to like shit on him. Like, dude, you are not in the conversation as the greatest rock drummer of all time, and you're not in the conversation even remotely as the greatest jazz drummer of all time. Like, and I think that really bothers you. So you constantly say it about yourself, and it works because he ends up being in the conversation. I've seen that in other areas of entertainment. People who aren't that good, and they're just always talking about themselves, and the next thing you know, that kind of works in the media. If you just keep saying something about yourself, if you keep fucking saying it, the media will just start saying it. So they keep bringing him up. Like I would rather listen to fucking. I don't want to bring up other drummers that I would rather listen to because then they'll get hate because of what the fuck I'm saying or whatever. There's so many other drummers that I just felt like had a better groove, came up with better drum parts, and than that guy. I'm not saying he's not a great drummer. He absolutely was. Look at the musicians he played with. Obviously, he is a great drummer, but like, he's just not in the conversation, even fucking remotely, in my opinion, as the greatest rock drummer of all time. I mean, I don't know what to, like, but then what he covers his bases is that the fact that I don't realize that he's way better than Bonham and Keith Moon is because I'm stupid, because I'm part of the general masses, and evidently I am stupid. So when I listen to Keith and John play and I get chills and Ginger bores me to tears, that's not because they're better, more creative, more dynamic, electrifying drummers than Ginger. It's because I'm stupid. I mean, the guy was like almost 80 years old saying that. I'm the greatest of all time, and if you don't think so, that's because you're stupid. Like, can you fucking imagine that? It's like an 80-year-old Ron Burgundy. I'm kind of a big deal. How are you? Well, shouldn't I have known that just by listening to you? I mean, for my money. Okay, the band Cream, you had a virtuoso guitar player in Eric Clapton. Just an incredible guitar player. And then, but I just thought like Jack Bruce was the guy. Their bass player. His singing, his phrasing, his musical ability. And he, by the way, later on, there's an incredible video of Jack Bruce playing with Tony Williams. And they complement one another so well. And there's no, I never heard Tony say anything bad about Jack. Unlike Ginger, when he decided to have a drum battle with Elvin Jones. And Elvin was like, all right, I'll fucking do it, Everybody's listening to rock music. So I'll fucking, you want to use me for credibility? I'll use you for eyeballs. And they had a fucking drum battle. And Elvin in the end was just like, that fucking guy is like not it. He is fucking delusional. And they need to send him, NASA should send him to outer space and lose him, is what he said. So, I don't know. Elvin must have been stupid too. I don't know. Yeah, he's kind of the Ron Burgundy of drummers. I don't think he's that bad. I don't think he's that bad. But I mean, I fucking, once a year I'll put on a Cream album and I try to like, and it's Jack Bruce and it's Eric. And then he's just back there, down the fuck, in the white room with black hair. It's just like, okay. I'm not saying that doesn't work for that song. Right, it's fucking stupid because when I wasn't just going I was also going 1 and 4 5 6. I was doing a polyrhythm with my left leg on the fucking hi-hat. Oh, is that what you were doing? Well, I must be stupid. Right, me right side was going 1, 2, 3, 4, and my left side was going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Oh, is that what you were doing? Oh, okay. All right. Well, maybe you should pick one of those numbers and do that because I'm too dumb to know what's going on. Anyways, out of all the fucking shit that I could stir up, I'm going to stir up something about drummers from fucking 50 years ago. 50, 60, coming up on 60 years ago. Anywho. So that was my week. Oh, Billy he's back in the gym. He's doing his thing. And I thought I was past this fucking tennis elbow thing, man. I have this great stretch for it it's been good in my regular life, but when I go to do stand-up, just holding the microphone just like that, it just fucking sets it off again. I gotta hold it in the other hand until this fucking, I don't know, till it heals. It's annoying. It's annoying. I just have to just constantly keep stretching it, and then I gotta get like some sort of strengthening thing, a massage thing going. I don't know what I have to do, but it's driving me nuts. I will say this, and you know what? You can't stop me. What? I said it. I'll fucking say it again. I'm a fucking Caucasian with opinions, and I'll fucking say them. I went down to the comedy club last night, and I went up there and just fucked around and was just saying the silliest, stupidest shit. Somehow I compared the Holocaust to like Aerosmith. I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about. I think it was just about just focusing on that rather than their entire body of work. It was like just listening to Walk This Way and not like actually buying toys in the attic. It was one of those sets where somehow that made sense without disparaging Aerosmith and still acknowledging what the Nazis did. I was fucking, and you know, and then I came home and I tried to tell Nia and I fucked it up and I was just like, all right, that's it. That was it. I'm not going to try to duplicate that. That just happened. And I walk away from it. And that's what I learned from musicians who play a song differently every night. I just love that cavalier attitude. They don't like a truly great musician does not hang on to every fucking thing they ever did. It's just like, that's what I felt in that moment because the guy on the keyboards played this, so that came out. I'm not going to, I'm not going to try to play that again tonight. What I'm going to try to do is be wherever the fuck I was mentally. So when somebody says something else tonight, I have a different response that surprises me. So music stays fun, so I stay alive and I stay present, and then the band's this living, breathing thing, and the audience is having a great time, so I can keep living my dream. I try to do that, but I do that with shit jokes. What Ginger Baker does would be like listening to a comedian shitting on Richard Pryor and George Carlin, just saying that, that they couldn't fucking whatever, you pick a skill that a comedian has equivalent to swinging as a drummer. And that, would you even listen to that fucking comedian? You know what? You'd probably go see them live just to see, how bad they were. I don't know. It's not a good look. Oh, really, Bill? Shitting on your contemporaries is not a good look. What other fucking gems do you have? I'll tell you, I have another gem. I actually think I'm going to watch the fucking Canadians, Tampa Bay Lightning, Game 7. And the Bruins fan in me is obviously rooting for Tampa, but the fan of hockey that I am, it's great for the NHL when the Canadians are good. It's just great. Like, to have that franchise, their fans sitting on their fucking hands, crying into their little fucking pocket squares every March for the last 30-something years You know, as funny as it's been one of the great comedies that I've watched. I mean, they haven't sniffed a cup since last century. It's kind of funny to me. So, but I'm also like a fan of the history, and I also don't fucking hate on greatness. And the Canadians were fucking great when I was growing up. They were fucking great, and they knew how to fucking win, and it was part of their tradition. And when people went to go play, they played above their skill set because it was there. And that shit has been dormant like a fucking volcano. And I gotta be honest with you, watching how crazy those fans are going. I mean, how you can't hate on that. I mean, I don't like the Canadians. It's really their fans. It's kind of their fans are just funny to me. They're just so not. They just so don't look like hockey players. They all look like CEOs to me. Figuring out a way to fucking underpay you and take more money for themselves. All right, so here's a segment that I want to do on my podcast. It's called Hey Gun Nuts. All right, all these Second Amendment people who are arming themselves in case they need to defend themselves against tyranny in their own country. And I just feel like they seem to just stay focused on non-white people, immigrants, and liberals. In other words, they look at what the people who are actually oppressing them tell them what to look at. I'm not saying people on the other side don't do the same thing, but I all you gun nuts out there, you know, here's a great time. I'm not saying to take out your guns. I'm just saying all you guys who are like, you know, of the mindset and understanding that the people that rule you can actually become oppressive and need to be put back into place, proper place, by the common man. That's a great mindset, and I respect the fact that you guys think that. All right, but it's like you're watching a magic show and you keep watching the hand that's waving other than the other one that's fucking, you know, doing the air quote magic. So in a couple of years, 2027, evidently this AI technology is going to be in all cars. And if you don't come to a full stop, all that information is going to go to insurance companies, evidently. And if you don't come to a full stop, they're going to use it as a way to increase your premiums. Okay? So my thing is, where is the AI watching them? Right? For when they collect premiums, and then when somebody has a claim, they say, go fuck yourself, and then sick a bunch of lawyers on you. You know? Like all of you guys, you know, that really are aware that the people that are in power can abuse that power. When are you going to start, folks? When are you going to get past the fact that those are white people doing that to you, and that just because they're white doesn't mean that they're on the same team? They're on a different team, and they're the ones fucking you in the ass. And I don't care how many people's moms you put in the fucking alligator Alcatraz, it's not going to change until you guys start looking at the right fucking people. Now, you can't expect liberals to do it. You know, we're all a bunch of pansies. You guys are the real men. So I think you got it in you to affect change. If both sides complain about that, like what fucking world are we living in? That you can't even drive down the street and somebody's going slow and every once in a while just drive around them. That's going to cost you money. And then people are going to be like, well, what's the fucking point of driving? And then we're all going to get those Waymo cars, which is like fucking climbing into a goddamn microwave. And then they're going to slowly cook us all to death as they bring in the robots. Now, God damn it, if you're smart enough to arm yourself, you ought to be able to see through that. This is just a bunch of fucking pencil-pushing, fucking suit-wearing jackasses. I'm really talking to everybody at this point. Like, how much more of our fucking lives, like refrigerators are going to spy on you? That everything comes like you buy a light bulb. It's a smart light bulb. It's just listening. Like everything that they sell you now is to gather information. If I could do this shit all over again, like I love the fridge I have in my office. You know what I love about it? It's just a refrigerator. I got one of those Smegs. And as of right now, a smeg. There's no video. There's no microphone. There's nothing. It's a device that keeps things cold so they don't go bad. Why are you bugging my house? I'm not in the fucking mob. Like, what are we doing here? People, that's the world I would like to. I would like to live in a world where the left and the right go like, why are we yelling at each other over this stupid, over pronouns or fucking gun control? Why don't we focus on what really matters? Huh? Our existence and our ability to live a comfortable life. It really has nothing to do with illegal immigrants, a guy who's now a woman, or somebody with 20 AR-15s. It had nothing to do with that. It has to do with the fact that the cunts at the top keep squeezing all the juice out of the lime for themselves. Oh, in a perfect world. In a fucking perfect world, we'd all get on the same page. Be like, yeah, I think that's about enough of that, okay? I think you have plenty of fucking money. There's a finite amount of money, and if you take any more of it, you're going to put more people under a bridge. Ask yourself this. Could you have a bunch of fucking money if you having that money made other people live under a bridge? I'm not saying, if you invent something or whatever, if you get into my business, you start selling tickets, you make a stupid amount of money, but nothing that you're doing is preventing somebody else from doing it too. These fucking nerds, they're just like, we're making refrigerators and we're going to be the last ones to ever make them. We're going to take over the whole fucking refrigeration, and everybody else can go fuck themselves. And you will deliver them for nothing. And you will be thankful to have a job. Or you can keep cheering when, I don't know what, somebody's mom gets put in a van. Why billionaires can go to an island and fuck underage chicks and nothing happens to them. But if you come in here illegally and you're making food in the back of a fucking restaurant, you go to a jail surrounded by alligators. All right. Okay. That makes sense. I like that math. I'm into that. You know what else I'm into? Juggling lately. I used to juggle when I was a kid. Never did it professionally. You know what it was? I juggled really good. I just couldn't afford a unicycle. And that just really ended my dream. No, I got up to 3 balls. No homo. I got up to 3 balls, and then I could do them with the hand over the top. I could juggle them that way. And lately, I don't know what those fucking when they juggle those bowling pins. It's something I revisit every 5 to 7 years, and I was just like, I don't know, that's kind of fucking cool. And I also think it's kind of cool for your brain to learn how to do that, because now I'm not just like juggling. I got to like flip that fucker. You know what it was is I saw one time they had this backstage footage of the Bruins, and one of the guys in the Bruins was juggling like 3 balls up against 3 balls up against a fucking wall as he was going sideways down a hallway, and he was going back and forth. And I was thinking about like cognitively what he's doing with his brain, considering, all the muscle memory you have to be like, you're skating backwards, you have to stick handle the puck and not be looking at it, keeping your head up so nobody gives you the Scott Stevens treatment. And I don't know. As I get older, I really realize, learning a language, learning an instrument and shit like that is like going to the fucking gym. At least that's what they say. Okay? And I love ending a statement that I made with, and that, at least that's what they say. Because you get to just walk away from the 3 minutes you just wasted in somebody's life presenting an opinion. The second they ask you to confirm what you said with a really, you can just bail. I mean, that's what they say. What do you mean? What the fuck was that? You just spoke with authority for 180 seconds, and now you're just going to walk away like that? No, I don't need to calm down. Those were my minutes too. Anyway, let me do some reads here. Oh, look who it is, everybody. Oh, would you look who it is? It's Quo. QUO. You know, when everyone on your team thinks someone else handled it, you know when they think that shit? The call, the text, the follow-up, whatever it is. It's like that Spider-Man meme where they're all pointing at each other. I don't know that one. Meanwhile, the customer's just sitting there like, hello. By the way, my performance on this is all copy. I'm crushing this right now. All right? Had a great first quarter. That's how you quietly lose business. So yeah, at a certain point, it's like, let's fucking quote. That's why read verbatim, all in capital letters. Hey, fucking relax, quo, you cunts. You know? What, if I don't read this verbatim, like nobody's going to buy your shit? Like, relax. Act like you've been there before, quo. All right, that's why today's episode is brought to you by Quo, spelled QUO, the business communication system built so you never miss a call. Thank God I read that for verbatim. All right. I should have tagged it with you fucking bitches. Your entire team can handle calls and texts from one shared number, so no more missed messages or dropped conversations. Everyone sees the full thread, replies are faster, and customers actually feel taken care of. Quo works wherever you are, right from your phone or computer. Keep your existing number, add teammates in minutes, sync your CRM, and let the call routing handle itself as you scale. As you scale your business. Got to speak the jargon in this fucking world. Quo isn't just a phone system, it's a smart one. Oh, there you go. You're scaling, everything's smart. Everything's getting consolidated. All the juice is going into your mouth. It automatically logs calls, generates summaries, and flags next steps so nothing falls through the cracks. And it can even qualify leads or respond after hours so your business stays on even when you're off. Money is on the line. Always say hello with Quo. Try Quo for free. Try Quo for free. Plus, get 20% off your first 6 months when you go to quo.com/Burr, B-U-R-R. B-U-R-R. That's Quo, QUO.com/Burr. Jesus, man. You remember how technology was going to make like your work a shorter week? This thing can even answer phone calls after hours. It's like you never leave work. Look who it is, everybody. It's old Zip. Did you know that the average employer has to sort through roughly 250 resumes per job opening? I didn't know that. That sounds high to me. Talk about time consuming. Well, regardless of who the fuck is reading 250 resumes? Okay, sophomore year of high school, they were in the drama club. They're not reading all that shit. They're skimming. They're looking at photographs, you know? First thing they do is they think, would I fuck this person? And then they'll read your bio. Well, regardless of who makes it to the final round, one thing's for certain. It takes the most talented people to build these incredible teams. The same goes when you're hiring. If you want businesses to be at the top of their game, you need the best people on your team. The place to find them is Zip. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Burr. Want to see who's recently active? Zip. Filters can show. Score the best for your team. With Zip, 4 to 5 employees who post on Zip. Get a quality candidate within the first day. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Burr. That's ZipRecruiter.com/Burr. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Ooh, I went dramatic in the end. I didn't even know that was going to happen. That was better than Keith Moon or John Bonham could ever read. Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform designed to help you stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out or scaling your business. This seems to be like the new thing. Like back in the day, my whole generation, they wanted to get you all fucking muscle-bound for the beach. Out here, it's all about, nowadays, it's all about take it over the internet. Squarespace gives you everything you need to claim your domain. Showcase your offerings with a professional website, grow your brand, and get paid all in one place. Squarespace gives you everything you need to to offer services and get paid all in one place. I don't know why they always say that twice. From consultations to events and experiences, showcase your offerings with a customizable website designed to attract clients and grow your business. Get discovered fast with integrated Squarespace SEO tools, whatever that means. Every website is optimized to be indexed with meta descriptions. Meta descriptions? I thought meta is like something commenting on itself. I always have to look that up. Was Meta World Peace commenting on world peace? An auto-generated sitemap and more. So you show up more often on search engines and bring in more of your ideal customers. Check out squarespace.com/Burr for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code Burr, B-U-R-R, to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's squarespace.com/Burr for a free trial. When you're ready to launch, offer code Burr to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. All right. Look at what it is. It's Simply Safe, everybody. Jesus Christ. Don't we all want this? Look, we all want to feel safe at home. You know, for some people, it's foot pajamas. For other people, it's online porn. But here at Monday Morning Podcast, it's a security system for your house. Let me start this again. Simply Safe, everybody. Look, we all want to feel safe at home, for Christ's sake. But for a long time, home security has meant expensive monthly fees, ironclad contracts that locked you in for years. It's like, what, am I joining a fucking gym here? I'm just trying to keep an axe murderer out of my kitchen. No drilling, no stress, and no waiting around for a service appointment. Comprehensive protection. What would you do if an axe murderer was in your fucking house and he goes, hey, bro, it's all good. I just wanted a sandwich. I killed your neighbors. I'm good. I'm good for today, right? I could kill you. I don't want to. I just, you got a meatloaf in here. I'm a sucker for it. I could smell it. When you kill people, some of your senses get heightened. For me, it was my sense of smell. And I just wanted a meatloaf sandwich. Cool? I mean, you kind of got to go, cool. And what are you going to do? I mean, if he's giving you the option to not fight a guy with an axe who just killed some people. Comprehensive protection is not just a camera. It's a comprehensive ecosystem of sensors, cameras for inside and out, and 24/7 professional monitoring. In the event of a break-in, fire, or flood, Simply Safe agents are ready to take action. Jesus, how big is their wardrobe? They're ready for a break-in, a fire, or a flood? That's like fucking, that's some action hero shit. Affordable pricing at 24/7 monitoring for a fraction of what the traditional brands charge. I want you to experience the same peace of mind I do, which is why I've partnered with Simply Safe to offer an exclusive discount for my listeners. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplysafe.com/Burr. That's half off at simplysafe.com/Burr. simplysafe.com/Burr. There's no safe like Simply Safe. All right, with any luck, this is the last one. Hims. People, erectile dysfunction doesn't mean your love life is over. It means it's just getting started. Wow. With personalized treatment options to help you take back control. I thought they were doing some cuck shit there. And spontaneity, thanks to daily meds. Through Hims, you can access personalized prescription treatment options for erectile dysfunction if prescribed. Hims offers access to erectile dysfunction. Treatment options ranging from personalized products to trusted generics that cost 95% less than brand names if prescribed. What about that steroid cream they used to use like 25 years ago? Like, I didn't know it was steroids. I just rubbed it on my shoulder, and then I increased my home run productivity by 20 fucking dingers. What if you put that on your dick? I don't want to name a name, but come on. We all know who was doing them. Coming up to the plate. Hims is like steroids for your cock. All right, Hims. Through Hims, you can access personalized prescription treatment options for erectile dysfunction. If prescribed, Hims offers access. I already read this. This isn't a one-size-fits-all, no pun intended, care that forgets you in the waiting room. It's your... First they do is they measure your cock to realize how much Viagra you need. It's your health and goals put first, with real medical providers making sure you get what you need to get the results. Think of Hims as your digital front door that gets you back to your old self with simple 100% online access to trusted treatments for erectile dysfunction and more, all in one place. To get simple online access to personalized, affordable care for erectile dysfunction, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/Burr. That's hims.com/Burr for your free online visit. hims.com/Burr. Featured products include compound drug products, which the FDA does not verify. Let me do that again. Featured products include compound drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information. Actual price will depend on the product and subscription plan. All right, let's get to the reads, shall we? Let's get to the reads. Now, I brought this up the other day. Okay. Oh, by the way, I'm one MotoGP race behind. I was on the road and I missed that one from Spain. Congratulations to Alex Marquez. It really sucks that Mark crashed out so early because I saw something I've never seen in all of my years of watching that I can recall. I saw Alex outbreak the greatest guy ever at it, Marc Marquez, to take the lead. I got up off the couch going, is he going to outbreak him? And then I just thought, usually when people try to do that, they go wide and then Mark ducks underneath him. And they didn't. He didn't. Congratulations. And I got to tell you, what's his face there? The Gianantonio, if he could just, he just got to work on his starts. He's always like in third place and then goes down to seventh and then he finishes third. If he could just hold his spot, who knows? Maybe he just has two people to overtake rather than five to get back to third place. I'm a fan of that guy, and I'm sure they're working on that. And also what I love I just like the colors of the teams. It's really easy for an old guy like me to see where the fuck people are. Anyway, I know that they had the one in France, I believe, today, so I'm going to watch that one. Okay, mushroom coffee. This is something that I was talking about that... they say it on the fucking internet that it's supposed to be really good for you. So I brought it up, and I'm worried that now that once they start marketing to you, that means the corporations have gotten a hold of it. It's like mushrooms. Eventually, when those things become legal, like the same thing that happened to weed is going to happen to mushrooms, which is going to be a really sad thing. And these corporations, they don't give a fuck about the healing abilities, the personal growth of it. What they care about is the money. So the first thing they're going to do is they're going to lace it with sugar because most people don't like the taste of them. And then that's going to be the end of it. Because I don't know, people have said like if you feel too high when you're tripping, that if you eat a candy bar, sugar kind of breaks up the whole thing. Which means that will fuck their product, which means they're going to have to come up with some sugar that isn't sugar. And they'll take these beautiful things and they'll actually make them cancerous and detrimental to your health, as all of our food is in this fucking country. And I feel like the pharmaceutical company gives the food people a kickback. You make them sick, we'll nurse them along so they have a slow, agonizing death, and we'll all make money and get bigger fucking yachts. All right. But along the way is the topic of mushroom coffee. Hey, Bill, I use mushroom coffee on the regular because the cognitive focus it grants the brain is tremendously helpful with managing my brain injury symptoms. For normies, it still helps your brain stay focused and energetic. It just doesn't have as powerful an effect as it does for someone with a TBI, traumatic brain injury, I guess. Well, I'm sorry that happened to you, but I'm psyched there's something to help you. The reason it helps with the brain is because it contains ground lion's mane mushroom, which is the source of the cognitive stimulation. When brewed either as a tea or with coffee grounds, the effects are even more potent. Wow. So you can buy prepackaged mushroom coffee just like you can buy normal ground coffee, or you can just buy the ground lion's mane and add it to your coffee when you brew it, which is what I do. You can buy lion's mane at pharmacies, fuck them, again, because the healthy cognitive effects, or at health food type stores, also fuck them, because most of them are imposters. I even think Trader Joe's has it. Fuck Trader Joe's. I got to find some hippie at a farmer's market that doesn't have a contract with Ralph's, which is difficult. Since you've probably heard about what like 130 now based on how naturally your podcast rants fly off the rails each day. What? Since you're probably about what? Like 130 now based on how naturally your podcast rants fly off the rails each day, you'll probably find it almost as helpful as I do. Oh, I see. He's making fun of my mental fucking situation here. All right, I'm going to try that stuff. That's exciting to me. To like fucking, anything that can help me chill works. All right, data center pushback. Hey, Billy Butterfingers. I wanted to share the article below about a little town here in Missouri named Festus. Festus. Their city council was not being transparent about a data center being built, and the townies went ballistic. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Essentially, the town said, hell no. There you go. Shout out to these people. I don't know the story. Good for them. Well, the council was up for re-election, and the town said, fuck y'all, and got rid of all of them. They may be going after the mayor next. Quote, they crooked, bro, end quote. These companies have to be buying the councils and the mayors because with so much pushback from the town, they were still going forward. Yeah, absolutely. And it appeared to be selective and sketch, as the kids say. I thought about you and your numerous ramblings on about data centers and tech bros. It really offends me that you say I'm rambling, but the logical side of me is like, you're not lying. I am rambling. You're completely right, by the way. Hey, every once in a while, old Billy Broken Clock. Anyway, I love you and go fuck yourself. Well, we need more of that. These fucking sellout goddamn local politicians, Anybody who's a decent fucking person stays in politics. They can only stay in there so long. And they're just like, this is just madness. How dirty I have to get one thing done. It's so fucking gross. It's so gross. It's how we are, I guess. I don't know. Spirit Airlines closure is a disappointment. I wasn't aware of that. Bill, I'm guessing you heard about the closure of Spirit Airlines. No, I didn't. I'd like to share an abbreviated version of what the specifics here are, and once again point out of how much our leaders hate us. JetBlue offered $3.8 billion in cash. They got that much cash laying around, and we can't get fucking snacks or fucking. You got to pay for everything. Oh no, whatever. JetBlue offered $3.8 billion in cash to buy Spirit Airlines in 2022. Shareholders voted in favor. This included flight attendants, union pilots, mechanics, and all other staff. The combined company would have held 9% of the U.S. market against a big four that already owned 80%. 9% isn't a monopoly against 80%. Well, you're combining a bunch of different airlines. So that's probably how they work their way around the math. But I agree with you. A prominent senator wrote letters. She pressured the travel secretary and lobbied for Biden's Department of Justice to sue and stop the merger. A federal judge killed the deal in January 2024. I bet he's got his toes in the sand somewhere. Her argument, the merger would cost consumers $1 billion a year. Now look at her collateral damage she dusts under the rug. 510 pilots gone in the months after, 1,800 flight attendants furloughed in December, 14,000 jobs in 2023, 7,500 last week, 0 tonight. And that's just the people in Spirit uniforms. Catering goes, fuel goes, baggage crews, gate agents, airport coffee shops, hotels, and rental cars in 70 cities Spirits flew to. Every airline job carries 3 more on its back. 40,000 people out of work because of one woman's moronic crusade. It wasn't moronic. She was getting paid. She sold out. Spirit abandoned 90 routes during the death spiral. Fares on those routes are up 14% on average. Oakland to Newark, 135 to 288, Fort Myers to San Juan, 92 to 219, Kansas City to Newark, up 66%. A senator who never made a payroll Thinks she knows how to run a market better than the people who own and work in the company. That's a quote. 14,000 plus will go from working to welfare. This is just another sign of the deindustrialization. Everything is being gutted, and it can only be done with the help of politicians. Yeah, sellout politicians. I'm not saying they're all bad, but, hopefully the next time, elections come up, we don't keep putting grifters and mentally ill grifters in positions of fucking power. I don't know. It's a shit show right now. And it's been a shit show since Obama left. Even if you didn't like Obama, I mean, the guy had his faculties. I mean, it has just been it's been hee-haw ever since. All right, quote. When everyone on your team thinks someone else handled it, the call, the text, the follow-up, it's like that Spider-Man meme. Wait a minute. What did I do here? Oh, I went back up to... I'm telling you guys what we need to do with this country, and I just started reading the fucking advertising over again. Well, there you go. So there you go. Now you know. Now you know what a moron I am. But I am, despite how stupid I am, I do realize that this whole... I don't know. It's just really frustrating watching everybody just fucking at each other's fucking throats while shit like this is going on. We should be having each other's backs. But that doesn't seem to be how the world's working. I feel like all the bad people have control of the technology, and they're just manipulating our opinions to hate each other. So who knows? Maybe there'll be a wave of crusader nerds who actually give a shit about people rather than making an app so you can marry the weird science chick and then rent out an Italian city for your wedding. All right, that's it, everybody. That is the podcast. Go fuck yourselves, and I will check in on you on Thursday.